Let's start with something that probably feels normal now. So normal you barely even notice it anymore. Every month, a few dollars leave your account. 10 bucks here, 15 bucks there, maybe 20. A streaming service, a music app, cloud storage, a productivity tool, a fitness app, a delivery membership. None of them feel expensive by themselves. In fact, each one feels small enough to justify. It's only a few bucks. That's what most of us tell ourselves. And honestly, in the moment you sign up, it feels harmless, convenient, modern, efficient. But then the end of the month rolls around, you check your bank account, and something feels a little off. The paycheck came in, but somehow it disappeared way faster than you expected. And you're left sitting there thinking, where the heck did all the money go? Here's the strange thing about subscriptions. They rarely feel like spending. When you buy something for $100, your brain notices. There's friction, you pause, you think about it. You might even sleep on it before hitting buy. But a $9.99 monthly charge, that barely registers. It slides quietly into your budget and basically becomes invisible. Over time, those invisible charges start stacking up. One service becomes 3, 3 becomes 6, 6 becomes 10. And before you even realize it, you're paying for entertainment, storage, convenience, security, learning platforms, and premium features across a whole bunch of apps and services. None of them feel like a problem individually, but together, they slowly start reshaping your entire financial picture. Think about a typical household for a second. Maybe they've got 2 streaming platforms, a music service, a cloud storage plan, and a premium phone app. That alone might run 50 or 60 bucks a month. Throw in a delivery membership or a gaming pass and boom, the number creeps even higher. Now multiply that by 12 months. Suddenly, that harmless little collection of subscriptions turns into hundreds of dollars a year, sometimes more than 1,000. And here's the wild part. A lot of people don't even realize how many subscriptions they actually have. Now imagine drawing this out on a whiteboard. Right in the center, there's your paycheck, then little arrows start branching out. One arrow goes to a streaming service, another to a music platform, another to cloud storage, another to a fitness app, another to premium software. Each arrow looks tiny, maybe $10 or $15, but when you zoom out, those arrows start forming a web, and the paycheck sitting in the center, it slowly shrinks as those little lines pull money away month after month. The math here is actually pretty simple. Let's say someone has 8 subscriptions, averaging about $12 each. That's $96 a month. Over a year, that's more than $1,100. For a lot of households, that's the price of a small emergency fund, or a big chunk of credit card debt knocked down, or even the beginning of an investment account. But instead, it disappears quietly through automatic billing cycles that most people barely notice. What makes subscriptions so powerful is timing. Traditional purchases happen once, and you feel the cost right away. But subscriptions repeat automatically. They renew when you're busy, when you're asleep, when you're focused on 100 other things. They're literally designed to keep going unless you actively stop them. And that tiny design choice, it changes everything. Because canceling something actually takes effort. You've got to log in, find the settings, click through menus, confirm the cancellation, sometimes even chat with customer support. And a lot of people look at that process and think, I'll cancel it later. But later often turns into months. That's a big reason the subscription economy absolutely exploded over the past decade. Businesses figured out something really important about human psychology. People would much rather pay a small recurring fee than a big upfront price. $10 a month feels easy. $100 at once feels painful, even if, over time, the subscription ends up costing way more. So companies stopped selling products. Now they sell access. Access to music, access to movies, access to software, access to convenience. The old ownership model slowly shifted into a rental model for everyday life. And this shift didn't happen by accident. Technology made it insanely easy to charge people automatically. Digital payments, stored credit cards, one-click signups, all of it removes friction from spending. The easier it becomes to subscribe, the harder it becomes to notice how many subscriptions you actually have. And once those charges become routine, they just blend into the background of your financial life. This is where the hidden cost really starts to show up. Subscriptions don't just take money, they reduce your awareness that money is leaving in the first place. When spending becomes invisible, budgeting becomes harder. You don't feel the loss in real time. Instead, you only notice the result later when the account balance looks lower than expected. That gap between what you think you spent and what actually left your account is where a lot of people lose control of their finances. There's another layer to this system too. Subscriptions tend to overlap. Years ago, one cable bill might have covered most of your entertainment, but today, entertainment is scattered across multiple platforms. One show lives on one service, another show lives somewhere else. Movies move around constantly, so people subscribe to several services at the same time just to watch what they want. And suddenly, what used to be one bill becomes 5. And it's not just entertainment anymore. Productivity software runs on subscriptions, design tools, editing programs, writing apps, cloud backups, security services, even car features and smart home devices sometimes require monthly payments. The subscription model has quietly spread into almost every corner of digital life. From a business's perspective, subscriptions are gold. Predictable monthly revenue makes businesses more stable. Investors love recurring income streams. It makes growth easier to forecast. So, naturally, companies design their systems to keep people subscribed. Free trials automatically convert into paid plans. Annual renewals happen quietly. Reminder emails are subtle, easy to miss, or buried in your inbox. But from a household perspective, this creates something different, a slow financial leak. Not dramatic, not obvious, just constant. Every single month, small charges pile up. And because each one seems tiny, they rarely trigger alarm. But collectively, they reduce the money left for saving, investing, or handling emergencies. There's also a psychological angle here, too. Subscriptions feel like commitments. Once you sign up, canceling can feel like losing something, even if you barely use it. People often keep subscriptions active just in case they might need them someday, and that hesitation keeps the payments flowing. Now zoom out again on the whiteboard. Instead of one big expense draining your paycheck, you've got dozens of tiny taps slowly leaking money out of a bucket. Each tap drips a little. On its own, no big deal, but together they steadily lower the water level. That's why the subscription economy rarely feels like a financial problem until much later. It's not one big decision, it's 100 small decisions made over years, each one reasonable in the moment, each one affordable by itself. So what's the way out of this quiet drain? Step 1 is awareness. Most people underestimate how many subscriptions they actually have. Taking the time to list every recurring payment can be pretty eye-opening. Streaming services, apps, software, memberships, storage plans. Once they're all written down in one place, the total becomes crystal clear. Step 2 is questioning usage. A lot of subscriptions stay active long after they stop being useful. If you haven't touched a service in months, chances are you don't really need it. Canceling even a few unused subscriptions can free up real cash flow. Step 3 is rotation. Instead of paying for several services at once, some people rotate them. 1 month of a streaming platform, watch what you want, cancel it, then switch to another the next month. That way, you still get the content without paying for everything at the same time. Step 4 is adding intentional friction. Automatic payments remove awareness, so bringing a little friction back can actually help. Some people use prepaid cards or manual payment methods, so subscriptions require active renewal instead of silently continuing. The goal isn't to eliminate convenience. Subscriptions can absolutely improve life when used intentionally. The real issue isn't the services themselves, it's the invisibility of their cost. Once the invisible becomes visible, everything changes. Suddenly, those $10 decisions start feeling more important. People start choosing which subscriptions actually add value and which ones quietly drain money for no real reason. And when that shift happens, something subtle changes inside a household's finances. Instead of money leaking away unnoticed, it starts moving with purpose. Canceling just a few subscriptions might free up $50 a month, and that $50, that could be the start of a savings buffer or the beginning of an investment account. Because the hidden cost of subscriptions isn't just the money you spend, it's the opportunity cost, the things that money could have become over time.
Subscriptions themselves aren't evil, they're just a business model, one designed to be easy, automatic, and persistent. But once you understand how that system works, you take back control over where your money actually goes. And sometimes real financial progress doesn't start with earning more money. Sometimes it starts with noticing the quiet systems that have been draining the money you already have. All right, if this hit home for you, you already know the vibe. Hit like, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, tap that bell icon so you don't miss what's coming next.